Hello, this is Winnie Green. I'm just checking in because it's been a while since I did a video. Just wanted to give you guys an update on what I've been doing. Aside from managing family and the children and this pimple I got on my forehead, I have been, I guess I'm stressing, low key stressing. But I wanted to share a little bit of the devotion that we've been doing. Sorry, I want to fix myself. So we've been in this book. Um, Past week and a half. It hasn't been very long. And it's basically 10 biblical strategies for having the maximized life. So anyone who knows me, I'm always looking for ways to kind of improve my quality of living, get the most out of my day. I'm often greeted with people saying, "Oh my gosh, you're so busy." And sometimes it's a compliment, and sometimes I feel like it's because I'm like literally a mess. Like I need to wash my hair, but I didn't have the time, so what I did was I sprayed it, detangled it, and did one of these so it can last me a couple of days until I get myself together. But um, the first three principles, I wanted to share them with you and just kind of give you my own reflections and how I've been kind of trying to get myself and retrain my brain. So the first one is listen to the 12-year-old. And the reason why they say that is because they use a story about Jesus when he was with his family and they're doing a journey, and he turned around and went back to the synagogue, and his parents were frantic looking for him, and they walked into the synagogue and found him amongst the elders. And of course they're like, "Oh my gosh, Jesus, where were you?" And he looks up as calm as could be and was like, "Why were you looking for me? Did you not know I was busy about my Father's business?" And that just tells us that sometimes we just need to step away from all the craziness of this world, in what people are saying should be our priorities, and remember that we're not here by accident, and we have a bigger call, a bigger purpose. We've got to be busy about our Father's business. So once you put that in perspective, it kind of helps you to say, what am I going to say no to? What am I going to say yes to? For me, I can't say yes to everything, and I often do. That's something I just been working on, being able to say no, that it is okay to say no. The second one is redeeming the time. I love this one because it's wasted hours can never be taken back. Once the time is gone, it is gone. And so what you do with it is very important. So I did want to read to you a whole bunch, but I just wanted to share some tidbits. And I love this first one. It says, your calling and gifts are unique to you. Your background is singular, and your legacy can only be achieved by you. You are the only one, personal. I am the only one that can be unique the way God blessed and ordained me to be. And it says that life is worth nothing to me unless I use it for finishing the work assigned to me by God. So I have a specific purpose that no one else can fulfill, that no one else can do. No, you have a purpose and a fulfillment that no one else can fill. You have a void to fill in this world that no one else can fill except for you. In Colossians 3 verse 23, it says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as you're working for the Lord and not for man or not for human masters. Because sometimes when you look at people, you're like, I don't got time for this. I'm not living for you. But when then you remember everything that I'm doing, I want God to be glorified. So it's not about you, but it's about glorifying my Father in heaven. And so just for today, I want to be exactly where he wants me to be. So that's in this whole wasted time, redeeming the time. The third one is clear the deck. And I love this one because it's all about just making the use of our time. And I did a devotion about gathering the fragments. And I love the story because it talks about when Jesus had to multiply the food and he was able to feed a multitude, but then when they gathered the fragments, there was 12 baskets left. Why were there 12 baskets left? Someone says, was Jesus, did he overestimate? No. What it is he knew that the 12 disciples were following him and they had families. And so the fragments that remained was actually enough for them to feed their family. He does nothing by accident. And so what that says to me is that all the times that I have here and there, I need to gather them all up. Because when you gather up your wasted time, the pockets where you're waiting, when you're doing this, if you gather them up, you actually have time. So oftentimes we say things like, I can't get to this because I don't have the time. I would read this book, but I don't have the time. Books can only be read a page at a time, a chapter at a time. So you know what? Get that book, put it in your purse when you can read it, and that way you can gather the fragments, and be successful. Okay, so the last one is this. God is not a God of confusion. Therefore, all things must be done properly and in an orderly manner. And that one says, God is not disorganized. So why are you? So one day I'll give you a tour of my home, but I'm not there yet, to show you exactly my problem areas, and I'm sure that you can relate to. I try to take a room and organize it as best as I can and say, this is how I want my room to be, this room to be. But I also do the same thing with my life. What is it about my life, Monique? How do you want to look to man? How do you want to appear to people? And then tackle one thing at a time. So a small thing that you'll be surprised how insignificant, but powerful it is for me was my nails. I did a video. My nails are hardly never done. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to invest in some nail polish. And every now and then when I have 10 minutes, I'm going to get in bed and I'm going to paint my nails. Why? Because when I look down at my nails and they're not chipped, this makes me feel good. See this? And I did a little design. The small things. So this is kind of like the way you can maximize life, because when I feel good about me, then I can pour into other people. So I pray that you are blessed and encouraged, and look at your life, your schedule, your time. You can find 10 or 15 minutes to do something that you want to do that blesses you. That blesses you. Yes. So I'm going to go and try to take care of this pimple because it has been bothering me this whole video. Be blessed.